Hey, Adam, why should you never let a Time Lord cook dinner for you?
Why is that?
They use too much time.
Planet of the pudding brains.
There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes.
Would you like a jelly baby?
Shut up!
Hello and welcome, Whovians. It's time for a brand new episode of Musings of a Pudding Brain. I'm Adam.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome. We are gonna... Spoilers. Spoilers.
Should we really have to keep warning people about this? I mean,
every new episode.
At this point, I mean, we post on Thursday.
I know.
They've had enough time. They know we're talking about episode 3, season 11. They know what we're talking about. It's kind of in the link.
Yeah.
But
It's Rosa.
I don't know. Yeah, it's Rosa. So, yeah, this is immediately coming up on this episode. I immediately started cracking the jokes going, okay, so a white British woman wearing pants is accompanied by the strangely erudite white grandfather with his 19-year-old black son and his Pakistani police woman friend. And we're going to Alabama.
We're going, I was
1955. This was
third episode into the series.
Time.
I was like, this is why my roommate would never travel backwards in time.
Yeah, because it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm like, let's go forward instead.
Yeah, not a good period for American history.
No, not really.
And the doctor's in America.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
Right off the island. But yeah, just kind of a rough section of American history. Is not.
It does not do us justice.
It does.
It's a black mark.
Some of us justice.
Well, yes.
But it was a black mark in our history, and still kind of carrying on.
It's still an issue today.
Yeah, racism is still very much an issue today, and I thought they tackled it very tactfully.
Yes,
and they could have gone a few places where it might have been shock value, but just either with some sort of violence or whatever. But they didn't go there.
No. This was no. I do love the fact that I'll be really honest. I spent in my childhood a year living in Mobile, Alabama. So, yes, for me, knowing Alabama accents, I listened to this and I was just like, wow, okay, so none of y'all have it right. None of y'all. I'm like, now you and I being New England guys, you hear a Boston accent by anyone who's not from Boston, and you're like, that's
horrible.
Wow, really?
Yeah, please stop. Please stop that.
So yes, there were a couple of actors and actresses who had Southern accents that I just was like, oh, all right. That's gonna be a tough pill for me to swallow.
That's good enough for a Stephen King movie, but otherwise, just fair enough. Good attempt. Carry on. We'll ignore. But yeah, and it was just again going in. It's like, this is not going to be a fun and games rubber monster romp.
No, not at all.
Not at all. This is a very hard hitting episode, and it opens up Montgomery, Alabama, 1943, where we see as of the opening, an unidentified colored lady getting onto a bus, paying her fare, and then trying to proceed back to the seat at the back of the bus due to the Jim Crow laws, and the driver immediately saying, hey, get off the bus, go use the colored entrance.
It's just like, oh.
And the lady protests, I don't see why I need to get off when there are people standing in the stairwell.
Yeah.
How am I going to squeeze through? This makes no sense. I don't care.
Yeah.
You sort that, off you go. And they kind of back and forth a little bit with, this doesn't make sense, I don't care, get off my bus now. And driver kind of grabs her, and she drops the purse, and they stop so she can pick up her purse, and she sits down in one of the seats marked for whites.
Yeah.
And the driver just about comes unglued for a second.
Almost blows his mind.
Right. And she reaches down very slowly, keeping eyes locked, and grabs her purse and says, "You'd best not hit me. Get off my bus." And he throws her off the bus, basically, and then immediately closes the door and takes off, leaving her stranded.
Yep.
And then we get 12 years later. Fade to black. 12 years later, 1955. The TARDIS arrives in an alley, because of course it does.
Yeah, why not?
And our doctor and her companions are having a bit of trouble getting back to Sheffield.
I mean, they're all trying to get back to Sheffield. I mean, as the doctor said, the time's wrong, the place is wrong, but at least it's Earth.
Right, it's Earth. We're
means,
so close.
Which means that there was an attempt before this.
14, actually.
Graham
makes a crack about it being the 14th attempt that they're trying to get back to Sheffield, because the TARDIS is acting up, quote unquote.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah, and of course, it's like, well, we're close. Well, how close? 1955. 1955, Graham is stoked immediately. Can we go see Elvis? Yeah.
I mean,
and the doctor's like, I think he's in New York right now.
He was a kid at the time.
But, maybe I could give him a call. You have Elvis's number. Don't tell anybody I gave him a mobile phone. It's just one of those, of course. Of course
the doctor gave
him her cell phone, of course.
Yes.
But they figure out the TARDIS is misbehaving because apparently there's traces of Artron energy. Time energy. It's the same stuff that the TARDIS works on.
Right.
That shouldn't be there.
No.
So the doctor, of course, is like, we need to go investigate. Come, let's go.
Because one of the things that the TARDIS does when it registers this, because it's happened before, it negates its own traces. It just goes, no, those are mine. I know that those are mine. I've been in this area before. But wait, this isn't mine.
Yeah, that's
I'm not leaving here until you go take care of this.
No cookies until you do what I tell you to do. But of course the doctor decides, okay, we're gonna go investigate this. So we have this
group. Yes.
Multicultural group traipsing about one of the most segregated and most historically racist cities in America at the time.
South.
In the dead of the South.
Oh, yeah.
And not for anything, but I've got a lot of friends from the South, and none of them claim Alabama as part of the South.
Not many people would claim Alabama.
So
Roll Tide.
Yeah, go Bama, I guess. But we've got this very eclectic group rolling down the street trying to figure out where these traces are coming from and track them. And a lady drops her glove, and Ryan very politely turns around and picks up the glove. Excuse me, miss, ma'am, and just taps her on the shoulder. And the man walking with her turns right around and slaps him right across the face, like full palm upside the head slap.
This was the moment where I actually thought they were going to drop the N-word.
Yeah.
I thought, like, the moment that this happened, I was like, this is going to be the actor that gets to say it in this one episode. They're going to pay any and all fines that they absolutely need to, but they're going to do it once. And they didn't. Actually, now I have to say thank you.
Right.
Because you could have.
Yeah, again, one of those things, they could have
just for the
there,
shock.
But they didn't need to.
No.
They really didn't need to.
The shock was still very much there.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Ryan immediately is going to whoop this dude's butt. But yeah, the guy screams at him, "Don't you're gonna swing from a tree if you go around touching a white woman in Montgomery, Alabama." And things almost escalate when the colored lady who we saw on the bus earlier intercedes in between them.
Yes.
And apparently knows this white jackass. I mean, gentleman.
No, jackass is correct.
and kind of calms the waters due to this misunderstanding, quote unquote. And when
Direct
she
eye
said,
contact to Ryan on that one. Misunderstanding.
right, like, boy, don't, you're gonna get us all killed.
This
if
is
you
gonna
don't
suck for
chill.
everyone.
Yeah. Gets the guy to go about his business, basically, and then turns around and dead eyes into Ryan. Like, are you trying to get killed? Do you want to be like Emmett Till? No.
Oh.
Yeah, another historical drop right there.
Yep.
Where, and they're like, oh, well, we're just visiting. So was he. Emmett Till was down doing charity work, and apparently had some altercation with a white lady, a misunderstanding.
Was accused of rape.
Okay.
Which really, in polite terms, in higher society of the South, would have been a misunderstanding with a white woman.
Yeah, well, rape is usually one of those things, but without any type of jury trial or anything.
Yep.
They just find his body in the river.
Yep.
Now, so this lady's giving Ryan the what for, and even to the point of, did your mama raise you with any manners? I'll have a ma'am out of you. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. And just presses him down right away. Like, she is not taking any crap. This is a strong woman in front of you.
Yes.
And, the doctor kind of intercedes, like, thank you so much for stepping in. Hi, I'm the doctor.
Yeah.
These are my companions. And who are you? Who are you, ma'am? To Mrs. Parks, Mrs. Rosa Parks, and all, like, the doctor and companions are all just like, oh my God,
I love you.
Are you serious? That's brilliant. You're awesome. And Rosa's just like, you're all crazy. What are you talking about?
What?
Oh, right. Spoilers.
Yeah, I know.
We're just big fans of Montgomery, Alabama.
What you do here.
Yeah, big fans. Now, while they're having their little starstruck moment, they ask Rosa, we need to go get something to eat. Is there anywhere touristy you could recommend? And Rosa flat tells them, I recommend you get yourselves out of here.
Yes.
Before you get killed.
You need to leave
Get
now.
out of town now.
Yeah.
Well, that, of course, it's the doctor. That's not going to happen.
No, she's investigating energy. Come on.
While this is going on, speaking of Stephen King villains, a very 1955 greaser-looking guy.
Leather jacket, white t-shirt, and jeans.
Slick hair and jeans and all, white t-shirt.
Yeah.
Happens upon the TARDIS. Absolutely recognizes it for what it is, even though the police box doesn't match his thing.
Also, it's Alabama. There are no police boxes.
Right, yeah, well, that too, but...
Especially in alleys.
Just waltzes right up to it, immediately starts pounding on the door, nobody home. Okay, steps back, pulls out what looks to be a weapon, fires a shot, and...
It does.
Nothing.
Shielded.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, force fields. Okay. And he wanders off. Like, all right, he just tried to, like, vaporize the TARDIS, but pretty much just confirmed that it was what he thought it was. So,
he is the villain.
Of course, yes. It's very much like, bad guy.
Like, they should have just had a sign in the corner of the screen to be like, here's the bad guy.
Yeah. Just in case you were wondering. And then after that, we flip back to the doctor and company trying to have a bite to eat. They're in kind of a pool hall, kind of pub kind of thing.
Yeah.
Looks like it had a restaurant or you could get food with it as well, but there were definitely some people playing pool, and they're all just sitting at a table talking amongst themselves and kind of recapping Rosa Parks' history and the civil rights movement and why she's important, starting the Montgomery bus boycott. And
right.
Obviously, when she was asked to stand, she refused to give up her seat to a white passenger, and they arrested her for it. And that's what kicked off this boycott, which was such a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. So, oh my God, that's tomorrow, because the doctor's looking at a paper, and it's November 30th, 1955. Well, Rosa gets arrested December 1st. So they're going, oh wow, okay. weird. So we've got all this ardent energy kicking about, and
one quick Easter egg though. You know that in Back to the Future, do you know what day they jump back to? November 30th, 1955.
1955. Nice. That took me a second.
The day
You're
before.
absolutely right. Yeah. All right. Different time travelers.
I know.
Doctor probably shot up going, "Hey, this is my bit.
Nope, you go back.
This is my bit."
Yeah.
Or maybe Doc Brown was a Time Lord. You never know.
You never know.
You never know. But as they're trying to get something to eat, the waitress wanders up to them and flatly tells them that y'all need to leave. We don't serve Negroes.
Ryan's response is the best.
Good, because I don't eat them.
Yeah, I was like,
that's awesome.
Oh, that's genius.
You're going to get your ass kicked, son.
Yeah.
But
dude,
good. And to which the waitress looks and then looks at Yaz and said, or Mexicans. Is she talking to me?
Yeah, I know.
Like Yaz is confused. Like, is she talking to me? Like, is she
talking about
real
me
right now?
All right. You know what?
Yeah, so they get rousted out of the pub, which is Slim's bar is over top, and of course, like, nobody in there is Slim.
Nope. They were all hefty boys.
Yeah. But at this point, the doctor, doing something very undoctorly, really, tries to send everybody back to the TARDIS because it will be safer for them.
It's a moment where the doctor's like, you know what?
Like, come on, everybody, it's okay, we'll be fine, whatever. It's like, no, you know what? It's going to be much easier for me.
This location, I should be going around instead.
Right.
Everyone go home. Graham is like, well, I could come along, and they were like, go back.
Yeah, please, just you should go with them. It's okay.
Graham, you might be safe, but
at which point, all three of the companions are just like, well, you know, Rosa couldn't run away from this.
We're not
going to run away from this.
All right.
You know, she's lived here her entire life. 1 hour more or less isn't going to kill me, right? Right? It's not going to kill me, right? Like, Ryan's looking around like, right?
Yeah. No.
Like, well, you know, we can't promise you anything, dude. You've been warned of the danger.
Yeah. When the doctor travels, there is danger.
But they all stay to help, basically inspired by Rosa. And Graham, another little aside, I love Graham's pragmatism.
I love it. Like,
he gripes on the side about not getting to eat and how that seems to happen a lot.
Yes,
and he needs food on the regular.
He's like, come on, guys.
We need something. And of course, as they're walking away, the police car rolls up behind them.
Yeah.
You almost hear the Jaws music in the background. Because you knew that was going to happen sooner or later. Now, on her way home, we flip over to Rosa walking home, who encounters, we're just going to call him the greaser.
Yes.
And just walking home, and there's kind of an awkward little standoff. You know, basically calls him out. Is there a problem here? He's like, nope, there's no problem at all, ma'am.
Okay.
And there's the weird kind of eyeball standoff, and then they each kind of go their own way. Like, foreshadowing. We now know who his target is.
Yes.
It's kind of slapping us in the face at this point.
Well, okay, sometimes villains can't have multi-layer amazing plans, okay?
Well, yeah, I mean,
sometimes you need a villain who's just a villain.
It can't all be a master, but
yeah.
I get it. But still, it's very much like, dude, you're not subtle. You're not subtle at all.
Not at all.
And we flip back to the doctor and company. Following this energy, to basically they find a warehouse that's got like 7 locks on it, and the doctor just passes the screwdriver across and it unlocks them all. It's like, yeah, that's not going to help. Click, 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 click.
We're done here.
Moving on, but they get inside and it looks like an absolutely empty warehouse. But the doctor manages to find a cloaked suitcase. They think she says it uses a perception filter.
Yes.
But a cloaking shield is a cloaking shield, no matter what you want to call it.
No, it's not shielded. You just can't look directly at it. You always look away from it, and it will never be, you can never perfectly see it. Because Torchwood used that for their elevator.
This is different from a cloaking device. How?
Because cloaking devices cover it and make it seem invisible. A perception filter makes you look away from it.
Okay, we're going to have a discussion about this off-cast. We're going to have a nerd off right here going on.
Subconsciously tells you to look away.
Because I think this is a semantic battle that I can win.
Oh, it definitely is, and I will stand by my argument completely. They're not the same thing.
But either way, they find the cloaked suitcase. And, of course, it holds 4 items of alien tech that the doctor immediately is like, oh, yeah, this shouldn't be here. We've got an information brick and a multi-interceptant surveillance device.
Like, really advanced tech.
Yeah, and a secondary charger for and that's when she gets cut off because the greaser shows up behind her and starts opening fire on them.
Yes.
Running and flapping arms ensues.
And run away.
They get outside, and the doctor is able to confront the greaser and basically call him out on the chargers for a temporal displacement weapon. Sounds like a time gun to me.
Yeah, basically it's a time gun.
And that, it's later explained it doesn't actually kill people. It simply shifts them in time to whatever point that is programmed in. So you can send anybody forward or back wherever you want them to be.
3 seconds?
Right. But and she also calls him out on the tattoo on his wrist, which is from a prison that she's like, yeah, that's only the worst of the worst.
Go there. By the way, then also River was sent to Stormgate as well.
Okay, yes, because
and she broke out of it on like a daily basis.
Right. It was just like, I'm back again, darlings. And she also calls him out.
Oh, it's just me. Don't worry. I will be back in my cell now.
Oh, God, she's back. Listen, let me out now. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. God, I miss River.
I know.
I hope they bring her back. But she also calls out the greaser on his other wrist, which has a vortex manipulator on it. So it's cheap and easy, kind of ratchety way to time jump. I believe Missy employed this.
Missy has, River has,
Captain Jack Harkness.
Yes, Harkness has.
Yeah, so we've seen this kind of gadgetry before, and it's never really, the Doctor's never really approved of it.
No, as the Doctor says, it punches a hole through time, which isn't a good thing to do over and over again.
Right.
Stop doing it. As Time Lords always have to fix that stuff.
Right. I don't want to keep cleaning up your mess. Damn it, I need a rest. The greaser basically threatens to kill them all if they don't get out of town. And the Doctor's like, you're like the 3rd person who's said to us to get out of town, and we're still not doing it.
We're not leaving.
So she basically says, well, you know what? And leans in on him and just gives him a quick scan over with the sonic and then walks away, and he's clearly has no idea what she did. It's like, what was that all about?
Okay, crazy lady.
And they're walking away, and the doctor, Graham asks, are we really leaving? The doctor's like, absolutely not.
No. We have things to take care of.
But they end up going to get a hotel room, which, of course, on the placard outside the hotel, there's a giant sign that says whites only. And again, just another like reality of the time where everything was segregated and people didn't like you breaking the rules.
Nope.
But they also said, okay, we can't go back to the TARDIS, though, because this guy's got eyes on it. If we go back and forth in between there, it's going to make it easier for him to mess with things. He can't know what we're up to, so we can't go back there just yet.
Nope.
But we know what's...
we need to stay for overnight.
Yeah, we need to stay overnight. So they get a room and sneak Yaz and Ryan in through the bathroom window, which happens to be ground level. They probably had to request that room specifically.
Whatever. Maybe Graham's like, I don't do well with stairs. We're going to have to do ground.
True. Possible. Yaz and Ryan have a little moment because Yaz makes a comment about, the last time I stuck in through somebody's bathroom window was Brian so-and-so's, and Ryan gets a little puffy about this. It's like, really? He just went down in my estimation. Him? Really? Well, what do you mean? Are you judging me? I was like, no, he was punching way above his weight. Wait, did you just accidentally give me a compliment?
I love
whatever.
No,
I didn't. Off he goes like, oh, here we go.
He's always had a bit of a crush on her.
Yeah. But she was a little chuffed about getting that and being able to break his balls a little bit. But they kind of figure out, okay, so this guy's after Rosa.
Yes.
But he's not here to kill her. If he's here to kill her, why hasn't he killed her yet?
He could have just done it.
Because he could have just done it and it'd be over with. So they decide, okay, we've got to get as much information about her as we know, and just starts writing on the wall. Graham goes, hey, that's vandalism.
What do you think you are? Banksy?
Yeah, who do you think you are? Banksy? Oh, it's special ink. I could just make it disappear. Who do you think you are? Banksy? No, well, maybe I am.
Oh, thanks, Doc.
And as they're writing out the basic statistics they know of Rosa, there's the cop knock on the door.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, Yaz and Ryan off to hide in the bathroom. Ryan's like, are you serious? And like, oh yeah, very serious. Get in the bathroom. Go. And of course, the stereotypical Southern.
Well, howdy, ma'am.
Roscoe P. Coltrane comes rolling in the door.
Y'all ain't getting none of them coloreds up in here now, do ya?
Yeah, actually refers to Ryan and Yaz as mongrels.
Oh, yeah, I forgot how
ever see
bad it
any
went.
of them mongrels in here? It's like, oh, you just want to punch this guy.
Yeah.
You just want to punch him right off the bat. And it's, again, just like, this is how it was. And this was not that long ago in our history.
No. And, I mean, when I lived in Alabama in 85, it really wasn't much different.
Yeah. It's just continuing problem. But Graham deals with this dingbat rather effectively. Because he confuses the hell out of the guy.
I know.
After the cop basically opens up the door, Ryan and Yaz are already out the window.
Yep.
But
they're in the back alley.
The cop asks him what they're in town for, and Graham tells him they're to pitch an invention that's a phone that also plays music and
Yes.
and is a calendar and does all this other stuff, and
and can take pictures.
Yeah, and can take pictures. And the cop's like, that sounds like a horrible idea. What's your name, bub? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. Are you being disrespectful to me, sir? Steve Jobs would never disrespect an Alabama police officer. It's just like,
it was great.
Well played. You can see the doctor just looking at him, trying not to crack up. Like, well done. All right.
That you did better than me. I do like when he puts his arm around the doctor, and she looks right at him, like, no, what are you doing?
Touching me?
Yeah. I am still not a hugger.
Meanwhile, while Roscoe is being dealt with by Graham and the doctor, Yas and Ryan have a deep back and forth about racism while they're hiding in the alley from the douchebag cop.
Yeah,
and how it's still very much a problem because they still get harassed, and they still see it on a day-to-day. People react badly because
even though she's a police officer, she still gets it. From colleagues, from going to a call. Ryan, he's like, if me and my mates are ever, an officer pulls up to us while we're doing something, I'm the first one that they have to talk to. I'm the last one that they have to talk to as well. Why do they have to spend so much time talking to me when somebody else might be doing something? It's like, oh yeah, it is still a very, very real thing. For everyone.
Yeah, for everyone. And so Graham comes to the window, calls them back inside, and they continue info gathering. Basically figure out, okay, we've got to know what bus Rosa rides on, what her route is, where she works, where, how far is it to her next stop, who's the bus driver. Yeah. And Graham pops in and is like, oh yeah, that's
James Blake.
That's James Blake. How do you know that? Well, because when I met Grace, she told her I was a bus driver. She said you'd better not be a James Blake, and I asked her why, and she said that he just gave bus drivers everywhere a bad name. Grace also owned a T-shirt that said the Spirit of Rosa. So Rosa Parks a little bit of a hero,
just a little bit,
to Grace, and they have kind of a laugh about, I wish she was here. And Ryan's like, I don't. She'd start a riot. And good for her, too. And but they go about trying to get as much information and kind of split off a little bit and go decide, okay, well, let's go for a bus ride. Let's start there.
Yeah.
We think we know where she works. Let's start there. And they get on the bus, and Ryan's got to get on the back of the bus. And
yeah.
But the driver let Yaz in on the front, and Yaz doesn't know where to
She's
sit
like,
because she's
I'm
like,
Mexican.
I've been called a Mexican, so I guess I'm just going to sit here until somebody tells me to move.
Yeah.
And again,
I was like,
that's kind of how it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot, like, for her, it was the weirdest. Like, Ryan sadly knew. He was like, oh, yeah, I got to sit back there. Dang it. Yaz is the one that's like, Graham, of course, is always going, I'm so sorry. Like,
yeah,
you're my grandson. I love you. I can't do anything. Yaz is also going, Ryan, I'd love to help you, but I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I don't get my dynamic in this either. And the doctor's just like, can't we all just sit here together?
Right. Right. And yeah, I loved Yaz's comment about, riding the bus in Montgomery, Alabama. Yay. Like,
Yeah.
two big thumbs up. Just like,
This
sucks.
This is not what I wanted to do.
But they end up riding the bus until they find Rosa.
Yep.
She finally gets on, and the doctor goes and sits right next to her and is like, hey, we're doing a survey for the bus lines, and if you do the survey, you could win fabulous prizes. And
She's like, is it free bus service where I can sit wherever I want?
Wherever I want. Yeah.
No.
And
Then I
Rosa
don't.
tells her, like, listen, ma'am, if you keep sitting there, we're going to have to move. Well, what do you mean? Well, if white people need the seats, we have to stand up and go to the back. So,
Yeah.
he kind of gestures and was like, could you please?
Oh.
So the doctor switches one seat forward.
Yep. That's all it took.
Still sitting right next to her. And now it's okay because she's in the white section. And they continue talking to her, do you take this bus all the time? And basically grilling her for information as to, do you ride the bus all the time? Is it always this one? Is it the same time of the day? And just getting her timeline down so that they know, like, okay, this is how it has to play out for this to happen.
Yes.
And, Rosa gets off. Brian is tagged to go follow her to keep an eye on her. Which is much like Jim Belushi trying to sneak across the quad in Animal House. Ryan is not exactly part of the assassin clan. He is not stealthy at all.
Nope. Nope.
He's about 10 feet behind her. He's basically walking
Just
right on
out
her
in the
heels.
open.
Like, hey, yeah, hey, you know me. I'm just following along.
Hi, I'm just following you. You know that I'm not from around here, so yeah. What's up? How you doing?
Right. Graham is sent off to find the bus drivers. And he's like, yeah,
as a fellow bus driver,
I'm going to find out where they're drinking and go hang out. I'll find the guy.
yeah.
Yaz is sent off to do a little more info gathering and timepiecing together. And the doctor decides to go find the greaser.
Yes. Because why not?
We're going to have words and confront him. She, of course, finds him. And she goes back to the suitcase. He follows her there, is waiting for her, and she tosses the suitcase as he's trying to zap her and just blasts the suitcase.
All of his tech equipment is gone.
So he's got what he has on him.
Which was that time displacement gun remote control?
Yeah, the time weapon and the time jumper, basically. Yes. That's what he's got.
That's it. Oh, and the clicker. I'm going to call it a click because it kind of looks like an old school clicker. The clicker. The clicker, that overheats.
Yes, because he fired it off, and that was part of the scan that the doctor did earlier. He's like, yeah, that overheats.
Yep. Sorry.
So
you can't use it now.
And here's what else I know about you, and drops on him. I know about your prison stay, and I also know that they put an inhibitor chip in the back of your dome, so you can't do anything. You can't hurt or kill any living organism. So even if I do this, and rips his time skipper off his wrist and stomps it on the ground, you can't do anything. And he tries. He grabs her by the neck and tries to choke her, but the inhibitor kicks in and he stops squeezing. She's like, yeah, that's what I thought. You can't do anything. So you're not here to kill Rosa, so why are you here?
Yeah.
You know, why were you in prison anyway? Did you escape or were you released? Oh, rehabilitated. Oh,
okay.
For what? Oh, you know, I was young. It was an accident. Maybe 10, 100, 2,000 people died. And he's just smiling about it like, oh, you so belong in this place because you are such a dick.
Yeah.
And, you know, the doctor drops all of her knowledge bombs on him.
So, yeah, but the big question is, why is he here now?
Right. And he basically monologues for a second saying, well, this is the point in time where he thinks things started to go wrong, quote unquote, and where they started to get out of their place. And like, somebody touched your bum in prison, didn't they, dude? Totally, somebody touched your bum.
Yeah,
but he believes small actions can change history,
right? Which they totally can.
And he's figured out, like, I don't have to kill her. I just have to nudge history a little bit. Now, he finally reveals his name as Krasko.
Yes.
Which just screams villain anyway.
I know.
But basically tells the doctor, yeah, I can't hurt you. You obviously won't hurt me. So,
good luck.
You have that broken weapon on the ground there, and we'll see what happens, and just walks off. Meanwhile, Ryan has caught up with Rosa, who has agreed to let him serve coffee because she's like, why are you following me?
He's
Listen,
like,
I want to help. I want to help the cause. Well, how do I know you're not a spy for, you know, the FBI or the police or somebody? He's like, listen, one, if I were a spy, they wouldn't pick somebody with a British accent
who stands out this badly,
who obviously can't, you know,
I can't even follow you properly.
Follow you without being seen, and I don't think they know any black guys. Which, you know, it cracks Rosa up. He's like, all right, well, can you serve coffee?
He's like, yes,
I
certainly can.
Brings her back to her house where she introduces him to a couple of gentlemen who are sitting around having a meeting, and says, oh, I think he'll be really good for our youth counselors, and told him he could serve coffee and kind of listen in. This is Ryan from Great Britain, and, you know, this is my husband, Mr. Parks. This is Fred Green. I'm sorry, Fred Green?
Fred Gray.
Fred Gray, I'm sorry. Fred Gray. And this, of course, is Dr. Martin Luther King. Ryan's jaw just drops.
I don't care who you are. Well, personally, for me, I figure out that I'm sitting in that room, my jaw will drop. I just be like, I want to hug all of you. I want to shake all of your hands right now before we do anything else.
It's I mean, literally sitting in a room full of heroes and great icons and freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Who did it peacefully.
Yep.
Without killing anybody, which is something to be said. But, I mean, and that's coming from us, the two New England white boys.
Yes.
For somebody like Ryan,
who has
been through all of this that we couldn't even fathom having to deal with. It's totally out of our particular scope.
I have no idea.
To meet those icons and those people who forged the way so things can get better, he was just gobsmacked. At one point, you know, Rosa kind of reins him in because he's telling Dr. King about his Nan and how she absolutely loved him, and she recently died.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dr. King obviously is like, I'm trying to be cool with you, young man, but I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
I know, because sadly Ryan's stopping it. He's like
babbling.
Oh, I might be talking about stuff from the future.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
But Rosa reins it back in and is like,
all right.
Ryan, yes, Rosa Parks. whoa.
Yeah, I know.
You want to serve that coffee now?
Yes.
Yes, I do. And just grinning from ear to ear.
I think it like that whoa was purely the I'm in a room with Rosa Parks, Freddie Gray, and Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah.
It was cool for a moment, but now I've realized that, oh, this isn't just heroes. These are people too. All right, let's do this.
Now, while everybody else is having these exciting times, Yaz is just diligently working on scheduling and timelines and bus routes and figuring things out. Graham, meanwhile, is off playing pool and having a beer.
I know.
He's got the rough assignment. He finally found Blake and is just kind of shooting the bull with him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's trying to get a feel for the guy. And Blake is portrayed as just straight up jerk. Same kind of Southern racist, segregist.
Yeah,
dick.
Oh, definitely.
Graham does a really good job of not telling him this, but
tries not to.
Finds out that, oh yeah, Blake's going fishing the next day. He's not even going to be driving the bus. Somebody came by and told him, yeah, you're covered. Get out of here.
Go take the day off.
Take the day off. So he's going fishing. So now they have to make sure that Blake
is driving the bus.
Actually driving the bus. Plus, they've got to make sure Rosa is on the bus.
Yep.
So, divide and conquer again. They've got Ryan running the bus route, taking down all the signs.
No, that's not yet.
Am I skipping?
You skipped.
I did skip.
So, they find out that Blake has been given the day off. They figure out who it is that's going to be taking over for him.
Right. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. So, the doctor and Yaz go to... Elias Griffin is the other driver. They go to his house, just knock on the door, kind of doing Avon calling, and you're like, hey, by the way, just so you know, you and your wife have won this trip to Las Vegas to see Frank Sinatra.
Yep.
Live and in person. But
taxi will be here in a half hour.
But you have to go now.
Yep.
Right now. I'm like, well, my schedule starts and
nope, it's covered. Don't worry about it.
Out of here. And he's like, we'll be ready to go. And, he and his wife are off to Vegas to see Frankie.
Do you blame him?
No, I really don't. But, Doctor and Yaz turn around and Yaz is like, are they really going to see a concert? And the doctor's like, yeah, thank goodness Frank had that cell phone or Elvis lent Frank that cell phone that I totally told him not to. I was like, of course Elvis and Frank Sinatra would be sharing the cell phone.
Why not?
Oh, jeez. So... one problem solved. Or so they think. Yes. Graham and Ryan get to go find Blake.
They get to go fishing.
They go out fishing, find him along the creek, and just sit down. Like, hey, how you doing? We're going to sit here. Like, you guys.
We're going to join you right away.
We're going to join you right now. Like, Ryan, no, you're not. And Ryan tries to fist bump Blake's like, Blood, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
You ever seen somebody juggle fish? Check these out. Like, give me my
picks
stuff.
Up the fish. Oh my god!
You can't be here. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can.
Besides, they're gonna have that sit-in on the bus line, so there's nowhere to go. What do you mean? And
that's right.
Totally pushes buttons. Like, yeah, there's gonna be a mutiny on your bus there, Captain Bligh. Go back and get to it.
You take care of that.
So he goes storming off. Now they have to make sure that Rosa gets on.
Yes.
So Yaz and the doctor go to Rosa's work. She's a seamstress. Tearing the jacket.
I know.
Okay, so... And Yaz, you'll stay here. Well, there's no reason to wait. Oh, no, we're British. It's a thing.
Yes. Yaz is like, no. I do wait for these things.
My coat needs attention, so she's going to stay here. And the doctor goes off to hook up with the other two. And they find out that the greaser has taken steps because now the bus is trashed.
Yes.
So Blake can't drive because he has no bus
to drive.
And Graham says, hold on, I think I got this. Next thing we see is Graham pulling up to a bus station waiting for Blake. Or Blake's waiting for a bus to catch a ride somewhere else. He's like, I got your ride.
Here.
What is this? What?
It's your bus. Do not ask questions.
Totally
just go.
Stole the bus from the depot.
Yeah.
Like, Graham's a little bit of a gangster in there.
I mean,
you know,
he was a bus driver.
Yeah, he was a bus driver, but he totally just stole a bus from the depot.
But it's for a driver, you know, it's not that big of a deal.
Sure.
He delivered a bus from the depot to one of the drivers who needed a bus.
Without telling anybody at the depot that he did it.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. And of course, Blake is like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? You two again? And Graham's like, yeah, I get around absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Well, what's going on? And the doctor shuts him down and is like, yeah, you know how the British are, very imperious, don't want to explain ourselves, so just get on your bus, you're 80 minutes late, go. And then they both get on the bus with him, and Blake's just looking back in the bus going, what the hell is going on here?
I know.
Yaz has a very nice back and forth chat with Rosa in the meantime. Kind of a, ghost sisterhood kind of thing. It's difficult for you. What would you want to do if you could? Or, why a seamstress? And Rosa just tells her, well, my grandmother got sick, then my mother got sick, and so that was it for school, and I just, do what I do. And, well, how about you? Well, I'm a policewoman. You're police? And
yes.
Rosa is dumbstruck.
Yeah. She's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little progressive where I'm from.
Yeah, like, not where I want to be, but I'm in the door. Yeah. Like, well, where do you want to be? In charge? Preach on that, sister. It's like, absolutely. So Rosa is equally impressed with Yaz.
Yes.
It's like, this is because for Rosa, for a woman, much less a woman of any color, to be involved with the police is unheard of.
It's blowing her mind.
Impossibility for the time. So they have that little connection there. Meanwhile, Krasko is still up to his shenanigans.
He's now up to what, part 3? The third part of his new plan.
Right, since the bus's situation has been fixed, the driver has been fixed.
Yes,
Ryan has been running the bus line, ripping down notices and trying to get people on the bus.
It looks like Krasko was the one who put up the notices. Was like, nope, we're going to tell not enough people to get onto the buses. So Rosa's not asked to sit up and to stand.
Right. So, but now he's literally blocking the road with this car. Ryan runs up on him and they have a little back and forth. And they're like, why are you doing this? And, well, you need to know your place, boy. Okay, so...
Yeah, by the way, this is one of the first times where we have a villain whose sole reason for being a villain is because he's racist.
Right.
Like, normally outside of Classic Who, we don't have a single reason, like, villain. We've always had these great masterful plans, or this, they're trying to conquer the world. There hasn't been a villain who's just like, no, I'm doing it because of this one reason.
Yeah, because I don't like these people.
Yep, that was it. And I was like, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Thank you, Freud.
Anytime.
But Ryan, of course, is not having any of this and says, oh, okay, so you like the past so much, and produces the temporal weapon, which the doctor has earlier explained how it works and how to set it, which I didn't understand why she would do that.
I don't know.
Ryan just blasts him.
Yep.
As far back as the weapon will go. Now, they don't actually say how far back that is, but considering the guy was trying to send Rosa about 75,000 years into the future,
yes, we
can assume it can go backwards that same way. So, homeboy's swimming with dinosaurs.
Maybe. Or it was 70,000 years in the... Wow. Yeah, no. Even 70,000 years in there. Hey, here's a bunch of Native Americans.
Maybe
even before.
Again,
here is nothing.
75,000 years ago. Yeah, that was dinosaurs roaming about.
No, that was 2 million years ago.
All right,
600,000 years ago, people were starting to come around.
Okay, so we maybe have some cavemen hunting about.
There might be.
But mostly it's going to be critters. And yeah.
It's nothing.
Either way, he's in a bad spot.
He's not going to do well. Damn it, Ryan.
For very long.
Ryan killed him.
No, he didn't. There's the moral fulcrum right there. It's the Batman. I don't have to. I
Okay,
don't have to
fine.
kill you, but I don't have to save you either. He simply displaced him in time.
Okay.
Something else will kill him.
Yes.
Again, it's a gray area. But Ryan proving right here, even after the last episode with the Ghost Monument about we don't use guns, it doesn't work well. This is why it doesn't. Ryan just again
Still does
weapon
it.
Pop.
Yeah.
Peace, dude. Like, okay, while I admire your problem solving tactics, the doctor's gonna have issues with this.
At some point, the doctor's just going to be like, no. Stop it.
But I did get a kick out of Ryan going, nice shot, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Let's go, Ryan. Okay. It just has like kind of like manic back and forth between himself. Like, I just blasted somebody with an alien weapon. Get the car and go. We need to do this now.
I actually have to talk to myself for a second. Okay. We're good.
So Ryan is able to hook back up on the bus.
Yes.
About the same time that Rosa and Yaz are getting on the bus.
Yep.
Graham and the doctor are still there pestering Blake.
Well, they're sitting there.
They're sitting there, but just their presence
is
enough to
pestering
annoy him. They get it figured out. Okay, we've got enough people. Maybe, all right, we're coming up on the next stop.
All right, there's 3 people.
3 people coming on. Okay, come on. Graham stands up. Okay, come on, let's go. And the doctor says, no, wait, no. I'm counting heads.
No.
We have to stay.
If you leave, there'll be still enough seats.
Yeah, that Rosa won't get asked to surrender her seat.
And at that moment, Graham has you can see it in his face, his body, everything. His heart purely breaks.
Yeah.
Because he's like, my wife wouldn't want me to have to do this. But at the same time, for this to happen, I have to stay here. I have to be a white person.
Yeah, and he flat out says, I don't want to be a part of this. I
know.
don't want to do this. And he's staring right at Ryan while he's saying it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't me. I can't do this.
Because it ends up actually being him. No. If he still could sit right back down, which he does. It's actually another woman that comes on that is the catalyst for asking Rosa to stand up, and Rosa says no.
Yeah. Everybody else moves. Rosa sits back down. No, I'm not going to do it. Well,
Not
if you
moving.
don't get off my bus, I'm going to have you arrested. You
Okay.
can do that. Yes. And, the cops come and arrest Rosa and walk her off the bus. And as she's being led away by the police, she locks eyes with Ryan and drops him a wink, little nod.
Yep.
And history is set. The boycott goes on. 1 year later, segregation on the buses is stopped.
Yes.
Rosa still has a little bit of a rough life. She loses her job. Her husband loses her job. They have to move around, but they continue to fight and struggle. And then in June of 1999, she receives the Congressional Medal, which is the highest civilian award that can be given to a citizen of the United States from President Clinton.
Yep.
And the doctor goes on to explain, she changed the world.
She changed everything.
She changed everything. She even changed the universe and opens up the TARDIS. And there's an asteroid field in front of them. And a very large one is, I forget the actual designation, asteroid, blah, 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 blah. Otherwise known as Rosa Parks.
I was like, all right, you know what? Now I figured out why Krasko hates Rosa Parks so much. That asteroid destroyed his planet. Now his planet, he was from a wonderful planet called Bama.
They had a great football team.
It's called Roll Tide. He was from Bama.
Can we just discuss
And
how
Rosa Parks killed Bama.
Crimson Tide is a horrible name
It
for
is
anything
terrible.
anyway. Except for the actual deadly thing that it is. It's just a euphemism for bad things going on. It's just the ick factor is off. Yeah, I mean, we come to the end of this episode, and like you said, it's a heavy hitting episode. It's not a rubber monster romp.
No, this is there's a lesson to be told.
But just the way they just did it very tactfully and very classfully while still bringing it like right in your face about, this is how it was. And if this doesn't make you uncomfortable, it should.
It made me uncomfortable.
And, you know,
in a good way. It got me thinking.
Right. But, if at any point you're like, yeah, good for them. You know what? Please leave my country.
Yes. Also, if you didn't realize that the actual villain isn't Krasko, it's racism. This was just like the Zygon invasion and the Zygon inversion. This had as much subtlety as a brick.
Right.
It was just like, nope, we're putting the mirror right up on this one. Here it is.
This is why the Doctor never comes to America.
I want the Doctor.
I really want the Doctor to come to America more. I really do.
The Eighth Doctor had an entire run of adventures in America.
I have to get into Classic Who.
Oh, no, it was all on the Big Finish audio dramas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's the the TV movie, which I will get you to watch, just to be a completionist.
Fair enough. Achievement.
Yes, pretty much. But yeah, I love this episode.
It was a great episode. Like I said, just brilliant all the way around. The writing, the way they brought everything together, it was awesome. But I really hope the next episode is a little lighter, because this was heavy. But I mean, it's titled Arachnids in the UK.
It's gonna be lighter.
As much as I hate spiders, I really don't like spiders at all.
Neither do I.
I refer to all spiders as one spider. That is a womp spider. Like, what do you mean? Because watch this. Womp! There, spider problem taken care of. I'm not a fan of the crawlies at all. So
if I see a life bar, I get really worried. If I see a mana bar with that, I'm sorry, you own this building now. I'm out of here.
Pretty much.
Well, this is yours. Goodbye.
And I needed a young elf and an old elf to come and exorcise the spider. That thing has an intelligence stat. I don't want to know.
I'm out. I'm out.
Somebody call the doctor.
All right. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for getting to the end of this episode with us. Since you're also here, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe, join the notification squad, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook,
follow us home.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Remember to always keep your eyes and ears out, because you never know where or when the Doctor's going to turn up next and maybe follow you home.